Falcons fans, YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy, you already know, your Ace Boom Coon, Falcons enthusiast. I just thought I'd put that in there. Intergalactic Brew, and I basically just wanted to come on and talk to y'all about our first game. It's finally here. You know, the start of the Atlanta Falcons season is here. Sunday night, 1:00 p.m., Arrowhead Stadium, Kansas City, Missouri. The journey begins. The journey definitely begins. This year, I believe, is going to be probably the most important year of the Atlanta Falcons, simply because we're going to be playing probably some of the toughest teams that we've ever played. Some have added new players. Some teams have added new coaches and new schemes, but still have the same players. And some teams we're going to have new mindsets. So pretty much every team that we're going to be dealing with is going to have something brand new. And for us, that's good, but it can also be tough. And I'm willing to endure those tough situations and those tough times just to get to where we want to go, and that's New Orleans, Louisiana on February the 4th at the Superdome to play for the 2013 Super Bowl championship. Now, also, when I look at this season for Atlanta, just being a diehard Falcons fan that I am, I feel like there's going to be a few tests that we are going to have to pass. Number one, we're going to have to pass the test
Threat has been detected.
of playing an equal amount of road games as we are home games. We're going to have to pass the test of overcoming adversity with these teams that we're going to have to play. And one of the more interesting tests is that we're going to have to pass is, I believe this season, with all the teams that we're playing, I think this is going to really test us as Falcons fans. I really think so. And I'm just speaking from the heart here, y'all. I ain't coming on here, you know, like really, you know, talking any junk or nothing like that, because I really have no animosity towards the Kansas City Chiefs. I actually like them. I actually think they're a good team, and I think they're going to do well in their division this year. But at the same time, they are playing my team, and I do think my team is better. So with that being said, you know, we're starting off the season going to Kansas City, playing in front of a noisy stadium, and you know, we are going to have to get into some situations where we're going to have to adjust to the noise to accomplish what we're going to do, or what we have to do, I should say. But going back to what I was saying about this season is really going to test, you know, who's really a diehard Falcons fan and who's not, is because, like I said, you know, all of these teams, or most of these teams, I say, have championship potential. Most of them, not all of them. So, yeah, it's gonna be some games where we might possibly lose. I hope we don't lose. It would be nice, you know, if we could go undefeated, but I know we don't live in a perfect world. So It may come some times where we may drop a couple of games, you know. But the only thing that I ask is, if we do drop those couple of games, for y'all just to not give up on this team. That's all I'm saying. And I know some of y'all won't, but then again, some of y'all will, because I've already seen it develop before the first game even starts. I've seen a lot of fear in some of y'all's eyes. I've seen a lot of fear in the comments that y'all write, you know. And I really think that it is ridiculous, because our football team has no reason to be scared of any of these teams that we're going to play. I personally am not scared of any of these teams that we're going to play. I mean, yes, they all bring dangerous elements to the games. I mean, we're going to face, you know, some vicious defenses. We're going to face some explosive offenses. Sure. We're going to face we're going to play in front of some rowdy crowds. You know, but that's okay, because I'm willing to go through that to get to where we want to go. See, the thing about it is, y'all, when it comes to the game of football, the one thing I've learned in my few years watching this sport is that it's really not about, you know, the nostalgia. You know, it's not about it's not about, you know, the statistics or the material background of any team. What it comes down to me, that makes a great team, is their ability to survive. You know? And when I say that, I mean, like, if we're leading in a game, this is just a prime example. If we're leading in a game, and say that other team comes back, okay, we're playing as hard and as tough as we can, but that team just so happens to be just as good as us, and they come back and they get in the game, and say Matt Ryan is on the field with the offense. They made like a 70-some drive, get us in the field goal range. We kick that field goal and we win that game. That's called survival. Okay? And even if we are down some points, you know, that's another demonstration of survival. The ability to come back. Because really, tell you the truth, I've noticed, also watching in the sport of football, that it's really the teams that can come back that are the most successful. Now, I'm not saying being a comeback team is good, because it's not. No team wants to fall behind by a certain margin. Everybody wants to get that big lead and hold on to that lead, or lead, I should say, and get out of that building with a victory, whether it be on the road or whether it be at home. Okay? I'm not saying being a comeback team is good, because it's not. But what I'm saying is that if you really want to win that game, and you're down by a certain margin of points, you're going to fight every single down to get back in that game. And all I'm saying, the teams that I've seen that have the ability to do that, those are the championship teams. Those are the great teams. Okay? So that's all I'm putting out there. You know? But if you really ask me, I believe Atlanta has the ability to beat every team on this schedule. I truly believe it. I truly believe we can beat every team on this schedule. You know? You know, I'm gonna stop, being doubtful just because of what another team may bring statistically. Okay, they may have led the league in this many rushes, or they may have led the league in this many plays, or they may have led the league in this many takeaways, and all this other stuff. I'm gonna stop paying attention to that, man, because that's what was getting me worried. I was looking at the materials. instead of worrying about, that even though they have all that behind them, and even though they may have that to intimidate other teams and other fans, they're not going to do that to me. Because in my opinion, when you step out on that field, all of those statistics are erased until the end of the game. That's how I see it. So the box score is blank until the game is over. And the same thing goes with us, Atlanta. I mean, we've got some good statistics too, but when we step out on the field, it's a blank box score. And it's not going to get filled up until the game is over. So that's the mindset I have. And I encourage the rest of you Falcons fans out there that are truly behind this team to think that same way too. So, yeah, man. But other than that, I'm ready. I'm ready for Sunday. I'm ready for this whole season. And you know what? I actually embrace this schedule that we have.
Threat has been detected.
Because this is the schedule, actually, that really makes or breaks a championship team, or really defines what a championship team is. I mean, just look at who we're gonna play. We're gonna play, a rejuvenated Kansas City team. First game of the season, Sunday, in their house. Then we got to turn right back around and play a rejuvenated Denver Broncos team with Peyton Manning under center. And then we're going to play what seems to be a rejuvenated San Diego Chargers team with Phillip Rivers under center. And then on top of that, after the bye week, we've got a motivated Philadelphia Eagles team, even though I can't stand they stinking behinds. They look to be really motivated and really want to make a statement this year and get to the Super Bowl just like everybody else. Then on top of that, stemming from the tragedy that happened with Andy Reid and his family, they're really going to want to win a championship for him. So after the bye week, we face the Philadelphia Eagles. Then we face, the Dallas Cowboys, who looked pretty darn good last night against the New York Giants, even though that was a defensive-minded game for the most part. Then we face, the Super Bowl champs, the Giants, even though I can't stand they stinking behinds either. They're still the world champs, so I still give them that respect. And then we face ultra tough Detroit Lions team. So I mean, we're really getting the cream of the crop here, people. Then on top of that, we've got our division, the Aints, the Yucks, the Cubs, formerly known as the Panthers. So I mean, we're really getting the cream of the crop here, man. I mean, the first few weeks of the season, we're facing elite quarterbacks. From Peyton Manning, to Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning. Well, no, I mean the first couple of weeks, I should say. Phillip Rivers, Peyton Manning, Tony Romo, Michael Vick. Say what you want about him. The guy is he's a pretty damn good quarterback. So, and then on top of that, going down the rest of the season, we got to face Breeze, of course, Eli, Matt Stafford. Those are really good quarterbacks too. So I feel like this is the perfect schedule to define, whether we're a championship team or not, which I still believe we are, despite what anybody else says. But I'm just putting that out there in general, that if you got a schedule like this is going to really determine, can you really go the distance and win the championship. And I believe it. No matter what ESPN says, no matter what NFL Network says, no matter what NBC says, Fox Sports Network, I don't care. I don't even care what 790 think, to tell you the truth. And it seems like, to me, the more additions that we've gotten this off season, it seems like the more hate is starting to come. I'm starting to realize that. I mean, I see some of the message boards, and you know, I listen to some of the sports talk radio stations and stuff. You know, I hear some of this. I don't hear it all, but I hear some of it. You know, and it just seems like, you know, the more people that we've added this year, the more hate we're getting. But that's okay, because we're not in this sport to get love from the media or any type of people. We're in this sport to win a championship, and we're in to win it for ourselves, first off. Then, secondly, for the fans. Then, thirdly, for the city. So,
threat has been detected.
Really, to tell you the truth, it's really the fans and the Falcons. That's really all it is. The fans are all the Falcons have, because nobody else got them. So, there you have it. And the reason why I think that this team will possibly win the championship this year is because, you know, they have the ability to survive, man. They have that survivor-like instinct, that survivor-like mentality. I mean, you know, whether, you know, they're down a certain number of points, you know, whether they're actually winning the game, I mean, whether they make big plays, I mean, whatever. This team knows how to overcome. They've done it before. Everybody calls it luck. I don't call it luck. I just call it, number one, having God on your side, and number two, having that survivor mentality. And that's just real. So I hope the rest of the Dirty Bird Nation out there hears me out when I say this. I know the rest of, you know, the teams, fans that we're going to play out there are going to criticize me about this, especially the Saints fans. They're probably going to think I'm whining and being all mushy and everything. You could think that. I don't care. I'm passionate about my team, and I love my team. You know? So, I could really care less. But if you want to write a comment on this video, feel free. And I'll let you know exactly what I think. Exactly what I think. With no hesitation. But like I say, though, I'm ready for this season. I think this is going to be, like I said, probably the most important season that we have. Because on paper, you know, we've got some pretty big hurdles to jump over. But I think we can do it. I know we can do it. Matter of fact, I know we can do it. Because I think that we have prepared ourselves very well. The Falcons have, to go into this season with an attitude and an aggression and you know, just the overall presence to really win a championship this year. So that's what I think. So there you go. So Falcons fans everywhere, get ready, because we are going to walk into the jungle starting September 1st, and we are going to encounter all types of species. We're going to have to tangle with chiefs and Broncos and Eagles and Redskins and Lions and, you know, Giants and everything else, you know. But I think we will walk through this jungle in order to get to the paradise that we want to get to, the paradise we've been trying to get to for 4 or 5 years, and that's to the Super Bowl championship game, which will be held in New Orleans, Louisiana. And I truly believe that when we do get to that paradise, we will retrieve the grand prize, which is that big shiny trophy that reads Vince Lombardi's name across it. And we will hoist it in the Georgia Dome come next season, and we're going to have a big parade, and everybody's going to celebrate and shed tears of joy. That's how I see it. Do y'all see that? And I'm talking to everybody, every Falcons fan under the sound of my voice. If you truly believe that, then let's get behind this team and let's give this team our full support. Our full support. Because like I said, this schedule is really gonna test it. Because we're gonna face like probably some of the toughest teams that we're ever gonna face. I mean, sure, they're the same teams. They've just got some new additions, players, coaches, what have you. But you know, they're gonna give it to us, man. They're gonna give us everything they got. Even our division rivals, they're gonna give us everything they got. They're gonna hit us with their best shot. But I truly believe with the will and the resilience and the determination of this team, I believe we will survive that and come out on the winning end. Because that's what we do. You know, we survive adversity and we win games. So, you know, that's basically what we need to do this season. You know, just survive and win. Because I don't think you truly, you know, like win an NFL season, because it's so hard to win in this league. I believe you can only survive. You know, so that's what I think we're gonna do, and I think that's what we can do. So that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So y'all get ready. Kansas City's right around the corner. Let's rise up, and you know, let's lead our Falcons on to the Super Bowl. And that's what it's gonna be. So that's gonna do it for me. Shout out to all the main Falcons video makers. Y'all already know who y'all are. Feel free to comment and subscribe to my page. And I think maybe in about like an hour or so I'll come back and give my breakdown for the Chiefs and the Falcons. So till then, deuce.